Hey everybody, this is not a spring chicken. The hottest news today is the president wants to forgive all of your debts if you're a student. Wait, in nearly $3 trillion in student debt, they want to forgive it because, well, then you can be off to a fresh start. I'm sitting there wondering, does it have anything to do with maybe some of the heat he's getting because, oh, not the illegal aliens, not the uninvited guests, or with the guests being able to go into our school system without having to pay anything. Of course, if you're an American citizen, you can go ahead and pay for it. But I'm wondering, does that extend to other people? Can you forgive my debts? Well, if you do, that would be great. But then if they do that for everybody, what does that do to the economy? Well, for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. And it's all over for the Republicans.
Well, it actually is. I mean, they said there's no interest in the Benghazi thing. You know, there's no interest. So what does it matter? You know, that's But the problem comes is this morning. I love it this morning. There was an interruption in the Benghazi hearings this morning when Senator Banyard come in and made an announcement. He had to stop the hearings to make an announcement of the utmost importance. They said the President of the United States, while at a college drumming up support for student debt relief and for health care for women, made the announcement he has 2 detachments of American military personnel ready to go to Libya at a moment's notice. And he said, I thought that was important for people here at the hearings to know that the president finally decided there is a problem in Libya.
An immigration bill would help Social Security.
It can't help Social Security. Okay, they said it will bring in $300 billion to Social Security because they'll have to make legal Social Security payments then. Well, the problem is that they're taking more out of the system than is going to be put into the system. I mean, they said the average age of the individual is 34 years old with a grade school education, which means they'll never be able to work at any job other than the jobs they're currently working at where not enough Social Security. Okay, what happens when you don't make a whole lot, they don't take a whole lot of Social Security. So therefore, it's not going to make, one of the people said it might make, add $10 billion a year to the system. That's all it's going to add, not the Obama administration. Oh, Herbie Daddy said it's going to add $300 billion a year to the system. There's not enough people coming from Mexico to do that.
And what the heck do Korean beef imports have to do with immigration?
What's happening is that the Senate is going to pass their immigration bill. It's going to give gay rights. It's going to allow you to bring 25 million more people in the country. No border security, and even the president actually is starting to win on this issue because illegal immigration in the country is stopping. And then they point out, well, it's not stopping in California, it's not stopping in Texas, it's not stopping in New Mexico, it's not stopping on any of the countries. Why? Because they set an arbitrary date that will allow people to come into the country until that date, and they're flooding into the country 30 times more than they were before immigration reform was talked about. Isn't that something?
And South Korea's Park urges North Korea to choose a new path.
Yeah, well, it's just South Korea's got problems. Obama's going to turn his back on them. That's a gimme.
Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah. Well, because our troops we have 35,000 troops facing 1.5 million soldiers. And even Obama being Obama, what he's going to do, he's going to pull all the troops back and out, leaving the border vacant. And, well, I'm going to fire drones at them to see 1.5 million soldiers coming across the border, and they can be in Seoul in 30 minutes. And he's going to fire. We don't have enough drones ever. There's not enough missiles, anything to stop that kind of army, folks.
And leadership won't trump limits on Obama's power.
Well, yeah, because basically Obama has no limits on his power because the Constitution is totally irrelevant to him. So you can have all the leaders you want in the Republican Party. Obama doesn't care because he goes and he basically says whatever he has to say to whatever Democratic group. He no longer cares. They said, well, he did his speech this morning. It was a bipartisan speech on fixing the problem with student debt, and they're trying to figure out where were the Republicans, where were the independents, Where were the conservatives? There were nothing but liberal college students cheering that, well, I'm going to make it so that you don't have to pay for this education. The elite, we're going to raise taxes. That's what he said. We're going to raise taxes on those, on the 1%, and they'll cover your college education. They don't make that kind of money, folks.
And U.S. and Russia push for rapid talks to end Syria carnage.
That's just all, okay, that's gobbledygook. It's the same thing as Kerry saying, the same thing that Hillary Clinton said 8 months ago. We're going to end this problem in Syria immediately. We're not going to allow it to continue, and the Russians are working with us. Well, the Russians are, if Russia wanted to stop, if China wanted to stop, they'd stop delivering equipment. And the problem is Assad is actually winning the war. Those people are now being pushed back to the water. And the war is over, folks. There's always a winner and a loser. And history will tell you, from the tales of the Arabian Nights, he who controls the port of Damascus controls the entrance into the Middle East, and they control Damascus, and you're not going to take it from them.
That sounds like he who controls the media controls.
Yeah, and Obama controls the media. So.
And China calls U.S. the real hacking empire after Pentagon report.
Well, everybody knows they know where everything's coming from. I mean, we got hit from Asia yesterday, and I had to change passwords on one of my.
We did?
Yeah, we got it from Indonesia yesterday. They had somebody on a mobile device from Indonesia tried to get into one of our things yesterday, and I had to change the password on it.
I wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I did make a wild guess.
Assad's forces capture strategic town in southern Syria.
That's right. They're just every day now is talking about his military. Here's John McCain's plan. Well, we're going to declare no fly zones. They're not doing it with aircraft. They're doing it by simply the force that they got the largest military in the Middle East, and they're going in doing it the old-fashioned way, door by door, and taking everything back. That's how it's done, and that's how the Muslims have done it for a long time, and that's what they're doing it now.
From the fringe of Europe, Romania and Bulgaria seek EU access.
That's not going to happen because EU is basically starting to splinter. It's going to bust totally up because the British people want it. They've never been part of the money. Spain is basically going to be kicked out. Greece is going to be kicked out. Cyprus is going. Ireland is going. There's one place after another because the EU doesn't work.
And the U.S. and Russia seek new Syria peace talks and rebels skeptical.
Well, yeah, because no one believes it, folks. It's like Kerry this morning. I'm going to get to the end of this problem, and where everybody got killed in Libya, and we're going to bring these people to justice. Well, they had the guys arrested originally and released them. Now they don't know where they're at. So you can't get justice if you've already released the bad guys.
And the UN team won't be deterred if North Korea rebuffs inquiry into abuses.
Well, the UN's not going to be welcome there. So they're not, what don't they abuse in North Korea? The country has no money.
And Pakistani army vows to protect voters in landmark election.
Yeah, because it's called intimidation. If you don't vote for the religious leadership, you're not going to vote.
And Pakistani prisoner dies in India after revenge beating.
They don't like Pakistani. Okay, what happened was, why they're not thrilled about the United Nations was Pakistan was part of India at one time, and the United Nations helped split the countries up. And then the United Nations took the food belt for India and give it to the Bangladesh. So there's no love with the United Nations in India.
And lawmakers set date for Google Ernst & Young tax grilling.
Yeah, because Google is playing octopus. Like, they made this great announcement yesterday. We're going to have paid channels. Well, everybody knew they were dumping viral for paid, but nobody's going to pay. They didn't pay before when they couldn't rent movies. They couldn't rent anything. Nobody will pay for the services because you can get the same service elsewhere. You're going to get, you got everything that you're going to be seeing on Google TV is being done on like Me or Antenna and something else, or Hulu. What do you need with Google?
And Bangladesh factory collapse toll hits 1,021.
Yeah, but don't worry. the United Garment Workers Union, they're going to Bangladesh to unionize the people in the country so that they'll make certain those things don't happen again.
Is that why the union's protesting to target Gap over the Bangladesh workers?
Yeah, they're going, okay, what they've done is the unions are trying to shut down all of these businesses in Bangladesh for the good of the people in Bangladesh, which means they starve them to death because
Well, yeah, right now there's
Target's not gonna
economy.
go back, Walmart's not gonna go back, they're just gonna
They
go
just go to
other
different
countries.
countries.
That's right,
Yep, and then they lose all the business that's there.
that's right, they make the living conditions worse.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Okay, that if you can make things worse than what they already are, you're probably an American politician.